Alright, another month has passed. November has come to an end. We're entering our last month of the year, December. So I thought I would just at least go over the month, talk about November. It's a pretty good month, pretty average for me, $38,800. It's a solid month, but again, it's just another one of those months where I'm not pushing myself, I'm just going with the flow. And you know what? That's alright. That's alright. I don't mind it too much. I had a lot going on as far as kind of putting the last finishing touches on my apartment. I got a new computer set up. I recently got my wisdom teeth out, which, I was still sore from that. Still just dealing with that was annoying. So, all these different factors definitely affect trading to some degree. So dealing with a bunch of stuff, getting a bunch of stuff kind of dealt with and set up and all this stuff, I actually think I did pretty good considering those things. So okay, so this is the new PC that I got. It's a i9 with a GTX 3090, which is the graphics card. So I bought a pre-built because there's just no way, I'm gonna be able to build that myself. It would have took me so long. I'm not good with computers, so I just bought a pre-built. That's the setup I'm working with. So I've got a main monitor on a monitor arm, so I can adjust it to whatever height. And when I'm trading, I like to make it go all the way down, kind of right in front of me, so that I can really focus in. And then I've got the big monitor to my right, and the same monitor as my center on another arm that I can adjust. I have my stocks to trade on that all day. So before with my laptop, I couldn't run stocks to trade and E-Trade at the same time. And now it's just everything's flawless. Like everything's just very smooth. There's zero lag. It's just very nice to finally be able to trade on a good PC. I could definitely record or stream. I think with all of my trading programs up, I'm using only about 20% of the system's full capability. So that's pretty cool. I can just do so much now. So that's exciting because I could record my trading and just start to make some different types of content, some different video ideas. So that's pretty cool. Just a different view of the PC. I've just got it off to the side so it doesn't interfere with legroom or anything. And I did end up picking up. Now this is today. This is what I got going on right now. And you can see, I do have the PC lifted off the carpet. I don't know if that matters or not. Like I read some things that you should do it, so I got a little mount with some wheels so I can move it easily, and that's pretty cool. Little side table to put drinks on, coffee in the morning, off to the side, away from the desk. I got this mouse, which this is a really cool mouse. Here's a video of it, and it's a bit intense. You can turn the LED lights off, so you can just have it pure black. I just really like the feel. It's very smooth. It's a great working mouse. My favorite that I've ever owned. Actually, Jackaroo suggested it to me, so that's why I ended up getting it. And I gotta say, it's my favorite mouse I've ever had. It's only $50 too because of the Black Friday sale, so pretty sweet. I guess I'll just leave a link to the mouse in the description of the video. So yeah, that's just what I just wanted to show. The new setup. It's pretty crazy. I really didn't think I would have such a crazy setup, but I figured, you know, it was about time. It was about time I invested in a proper setup. Let's see, what was my setup before? So this is what I was trading off of for the first 3 years of my career. Now the second monitor is actually like pretty proper. I mean, it's like a $50 monitor. It did the trick. I mean, I had 15 charts. It did the trick. It really did. It worked. It did a great job. It was only $50. So you don't need a whole lot. Like, you don't need to invest too much to do a second monitor, and it makes all the difference, you know, very beneficial. And that laptop, probably the best bang for your buck laptop right there. I think I bought that thing for around $600. It was an i7, and I mean, I must have used that 10 hours a day every day for like 3 years straight, and it's still running. So actually, I'm really impressed I didn't break it. Oh yeah, I wanted to say that. So when I originally got my new PC and was using it, I was still crashing. And I was like, no, you know, I just invested a bunch of money so I wouldn't have computer issues. And I was all bummed out. I didn't realize that E-Trade platform. Alright, so E-Trade platform has. You can only run so much stuff on the platform before you crash it. And it just so happens when you crash E-Trade platform, it crashes your computer. So, or it crashes Windows 10, which makes the computer restart. So, essentially, I thought that maybe I had a computer issue. But the reality is, I was just pushing the platform too hard. So, if I want more charts, because I can, you know, my PC can run probably 5 times as many charts if I really wanted to. I'm not going to, but the point is, E-Trade maxes out at about 15 charts, and I was trying to run 30, and it was overloading it, and that was crashing me. So now I'm back to 15 charts, everything's good, you know, no crashes, and if I want more charts, then I can just get an additional program with charting, and you know, to balance the load between the programs so that no one program is going to crash on me. So that's something new that I had to learn. You know, that even though you have a great PC, sometimes the programs you're running have limits too, and you got to think about those limits. So yeah, I think that's good enough for today on that stuff. Let's see. I mean, I have a lot I could talk about, but essentially, I mean, I'm a little disappointed with how November went. I want to see October real quick. I need a reminder. So October was 41.2, and November was 38. Okay. I mean, I feel like a lot of the stuff that I said for October that I wanted to improve upon going into November, unfortunately, I just feel like I didn't quite do it. I really, a lot of the same issues. It was like a repeat month, honestly. Like November was pretty much a repeat of October. A lot of the same issues, a lot of the same frustrations. So that's unfortunate. You know, a lot of my trade ideas were quite good. It's just they were taking longer than I anticipated. A lot of my entries turned into swing trades that I really didn't want to take, or that I just wasn't willing to take. So it turned into me just missing massive plays that I should have just held on to. An example is this Cap B, actually. So, I mean, I'm trying to get the good view. I mean, I can't really get it, but you know, I had awful news. It went from $5 to $1, and then it's just kind of in this dollar range here. So I was looking at something like this, like, it's developing pretty nicely, holding that range. It's like a higher low on the multi-week. Thought I could break the trend, possibly start the bounce to at least test the $2 area. I thought, it could definitely break out of 2 and try to fill some of this gap down. So that's what I was watching for, and so you can see it started to uptrend in this area, and this is where I started to take some shots at it. I got a pretty, like I would buy it, it would surge, it wouldn't hold gains, I would get spooked out. The very next day, I think I took a 154. It was looking good. My plan was to hold for $2 test, like the big bounce. I was trying to hold on, but it's like I wasn't willing to swing this because the type of stock it is. It's just an awful bad sushi biotech company that I'm just not willing to hold it overnight, essentially. But it did eventually do what I wanted. It just took some extra time. And then I feel like what's been happening to me is once they work, and a lot of plays when they work, they'll explode pre-market or after hours. And seeing it explode and being on the right track but missing it discourages me. And then what ends up happening is it's like I just don't get involved just because out of frustration, when the reality is it's hot now, why not play it while it's hot? So I feel like I am letting these emotions get to me, like it's making a descending channel. Why not just take some shares once it breaks out of the descending channel, see if it can have some continuation after the market opens? It was a completely fine idea, and I saw it in the 180s. I saw this really kind of this dip hold, and then it started to surge into 180. I just watched a 180 entry pass me by, and then it had a 3-minute flag set up. I could have taken 186. I kind of just let those golden opportunity entries just completely pass me by today. Out of, again, I feel like out of frustration. So not really sure what that's all about. Some type of emotional flaw that I got going on, perhaps. And it went to 325, which that's just pretty incredible. I mean, I really didn't expect it to do that. In fact, I would have been quite happy with selling it in the 220s, to be honest. 180 entry, 220 exit. I would have been happy with that. So that was an impressive bounce. EARS was an interesting one. Saw the pre-market news, saw the surge. On plays like this, definitely just want to watch them after the market opens, see if they can develop anything nice. So I was seeing it, it was stuck in a downtrend. It started to surge, and I saw it in here. I knew, like, this is the spot to buy it if you're going to buy it. It's the lowest, just best entry. So I kind of missed this 137. And this is, essentially, I was just thinking it's either going to explode up right here. I could miss it. I don't want to miss it. So I bought it at 141. And it didn't go. And it started to come down on me. So I just cut it at 139. And that was 5,000 shares. So I took a $100 loss on that. And out of frustration, I just quit analyzing it. I don't know. I don't know why I quit analyzing it. I mean, it was completely fine. Like, it held the range completely fine, and then momentum shifted and it started to curl. It was just like another spot I could have taken the re-entry to see if it would continue. Especially because, like, on this entry, I knew a very, very good chance it was going to have to pull back. Like, I told myself, this probably isn't going to work, but if it does work, you're going to make a ton of money, so just give it a try. It's perfectly fine. Like, I don't care that I lost $100 there. I think it's completely fine. The part that I'm criticizing myself is that once it held the range and showed it was ready for re-entry, I had already checked out mentally. So that's what's going on. I'm checking out mentally when the reality is you have to stay composed and keep with it. Yeah, and that's and once I messed that up, yeah, I mean, it just discouraged me so much. I just couldn't get myself to touch it for the rest of the day, which is, again, it's just silly. It's very silly. It's very silly because, I mean, clearly it had, you know, entry zones that were really nice. I mean, I can just see them. So I wouldn't really like to get involved. Actually, I like this one quite a bit. This one I like a lot. Yeah, that one's good. This one's decent. It's decent. It's decent. This one's decent. I would say this one's excellent. This one's excellent. This one's good. This one's so-so. This one's good. The rest I don't like at all. I would leave them. Alright, so yeah, just some really good scalp opportunities there. And like, yeah, it sucks that I completely screwed up the morning trade on it. But why make a bad situation worse by not playing the great setups afterwards? You know, like I could have still played the great setups. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. I don't know. Something about that. If I don't nail the bottom play, then it just, yeah, I don't want to get involved again. It's very strange. It's illogical. It really doesn't make sense. I guess perfectionist problems? Is that what that would be called? Perfectionist problems. Alright, so DBW, this is electrical equipment and parts. Had a PR. This was my my hint. Okay, so once the PR comes out, it has a big surge at 215. That's my hint that I need to keep an eye on it. It then develops proper consolidation off this bottom. And so really what you're getting is that this PR is really kind of what led to, I feel it's what led to this structure. So the news was actually on this day that caused this event to happen. That's what kind of caused the initial momentum and then caused this run up to test the former highs of this news. And then once it broke out, that's when it had its like major multi-year bounce. Because if you really look at DPW, it's like a multi-year washout pattern that correlates really nicely with like a multi-week healthy consolidation, very bullish setup with just it happens to be in a hot sector, and you combine all those factors, you just get an amazing play. So yes, and on this day it was a pre-market gapper with plenty of prints, so that was like a hint that I needed to watch it very closely. I didn't get the best entry. I mean, this was really choppy. I wasn't comfortable. And then it started to uptrend. It's like, like I know this is an amazing opportunity, an amazing spot, but it was really hard to get a feel for it. So what I ended up doing, I ended up playing this micro wedge that happened to correlate correlated with this and this. So it's kind of viewing it as like, okay, what's the main kind of consolidation area? I'm seeing something like 194. It fails, those levels in the morning, but it's able to recover the main consolidation range. It's then able to kind of hold that area. And so then I can take an entry anticipating that it might test that key $2 level again, and if it breaks out, then it could start to succeed in those longer time frame breakouts. There's a lot of volume in the morning and just a lot of momentum. A lot of just whatever you want to call it. It's what you want to see when you're buying a play. Just a lot of action. So, anyways, yeah. I mean, I think I took like what 5K, 5,000 shares at 197, and then it held up really nicely. And I added 5K at 198. And then I got the push that I was looking for. So I had 10,000 shares at around 198, call it. Now my plan on this was to sell it in the 290s. And what I ended up doing, I had decent patience. I saw it hold the support, it bounced up, but it made a lower high and then it started to come down. And that spooked me out. So I made like $700 on this. But I think the main things to think about here, the overall factors of how kind of this isn't a hot sector. It has a setup on the multi-year and the multi-week, and it's just like there are so many pieces of information that heavily suggested this was going to be like a patience play. And not just that, a lot of the stocks that were hot, a lot of the energy plays, the EV, the auto, a lot of these plays, they were swing plays. They took multiple days. F-Cell comes to mind. I think that thing took a solid week to find its peak upside. The point is, these things are time and time again, they're showing their swing plays. So when I take this entry, 197.5 risking something like 195, that's like a $250 risk on a swing entry that got to $9 the next day. So that's $70,000 of peak upside. Now look, I'm not going to try to pretend like I would have caught that, because I wouldn't have. In fact, I would have locked in profits around 3 in pre-market. But still, it was a $10,000 play that I cut for a $600 win. These are pretty big errors. Especially when I have a plan and I break my plan. That's the thing. It's like I have a profit target, I have a plan, and I don't stick to the plan, right? That's kind of the major problem here. yeah, so I gotta do a better job at sticking to my plan. And I've been definitely messing around with some swing trade ideas lately. You know, not this ticker specifically. I mean, I did try to swing it actually on 11/24. Yeah, I liked this development. Kind of perked in the morning, held all day, and then it started to kind of to look good and push. I was able to buy 10,000 shares at 80. Got the push, and I swung this because it was kind of like I was up a lot of money into close, which I like. I like to have a nice profit cushion on my swings, and just kind of, you know, it's not like a hot sector, but it is a China ticker, which China tickers have been hot lately. And yeah, just because kind of it is a former, like it dipped in the past and it did bounce from 140 to 390, and that was a 2-day play. So in this area, what my thought process was, okay, it has a strong close, well maybe it'll have like a day 2 pump, and hit $2 or something. And that's kind of the thing. The plays that are working are finding like really crazy upside, but I do find it a bit difficult to kind of know which ticker to focus on and which one to have a lot of confidence on. I'm not feeling confident. I'm feeling kind of lost in November. As far as like which stocks to really have conviction on and really stick to the plan on. It's pretty tricky. It's pretty tricky. What other ticker did I play today? I played AVBO. I played this stock today because, I mean, look at the chart. Look at this. I mean, that it held such a crazy range. Like the fact it's holding the $44 range. That's pretty absurd. I mean, how is the stock holding these price levels? I mean, it just seems nutty to me. So, anyways, I mean, it was just a clear trend change, which suggested it would, you know, start to perk up and possibly even test the former highs. Like, who knows? Or I mean, just this 59 level. I know on this day after hours they got to like what 85 or something, but okay, so got in a little bit late, but like in a way I kind of liked how I played it. Like I really took action and really just went for it, and I kind of like that. I kind of like that I just went for it. And what I mean by that is like, you know, I was watching in the morning. I missed this entry zone, and then I missed this entry zone, right? And you know, the days prior that I was talking about how I missed kind of like the optimal, like perfect entry. And then after I would miss the perfect entry, I would just be so disappointed in myself that I would just give up. And I didn't give up today. I still took this higher entry. Yeah, so I'm just happy with myself that I didn't have to be perfect today. You know, I still took good trades without needing to be perfect or anything. Now I did kind of screw up because I guess I was going for a home run. I was trying to wait patiently for $54 a share, which would have been $10 a share. Would have been pretty cool. Realistically, I mean, I should have just sold it in the 50s, especially I don't know. Like, is that just a hindsight type of call? I don't know. Anyways, I sold it at 48.50. Sold it right here. And the reason why I did that is because it broke out of this trend here. And look, if it breaks out of this trend after, you know, it held all day, it had higher lows, it reclaimed kind of this VWAP hover area, and it should have exploded. I mean, it should have like exploded and started to test highs like right away. And it didn't, and then it got weak. It's just, I had to cut it. It just wasn't gonna work. So, still made $900 on that trade. So, you know, that's not bad. $900, I'll take that. So I mean, if I would have sold it at the very top, that's $900 more. But you know, this play is so illiquid and so fast moving. There's no way I could have ever guessed that this would be the exact top. It's just super unrealistic to expect like a perfect execution on a play like APVO. I mean, it was pretty challenging. Okay, let's see, video's going on 30 minutes. Yeah, I think I'll just end it. No, this was definitely a slower paced video for sure. But I'm in kind of a tired, slow mood right now, and just recovering from wisdom teeth and just all that. I'm just kind of worn out. Let's see. My call service, I actually putting that on hold, so I'm not offering the calls to anybody new. At this point, I'm just taking a step back from that. But if you know somebody out there has had a call with me, you know, you can reach out if you do want to book another call or whatever. But just no new calls for now. I've got a lot going on. I want to try to play with, you know, just making some different types of content and videos. Yeah, I just need a break from it basically. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Alright, I think I'll end the video there. Thanks for watching. You can like and subscribe if you like the video. I'll see you on the next one.